Bitcoin whales are starting to change their sentiment. What does this mean for Bitcoin and the greater crypto market? Watch to the end to find out. Guys, welcome to Empire Trading Academy. Hit the like, hit the subscribe if you have not already. Let's get into this. First, technicals. Second, we'll get into some very, very important on-chain data. But first, we're looking at the charts. So what we've now established in Bitcoin right now, guys, is another trading range. And that trading range on Bitcoin, we're looking at the 4-hour chart. And this trading range that we're putting in on Bitcoin is between that $46,000 and that $33,000 range. Okay. With our latest sell-off coming down to that 34,000, the top of our demand zone. Okay. And getting along with the NASDAQ and the rest of equities, that big bounce off of that and that big relief rally, now rallying up almost close to 40,000. Okay. And so we see that we've established this trading range. Okay. We have the top of our trading range here, the bottom of our trading range here. And then we have our mid range, support and resistance, right? Depending on which way we flip it. And so we broke to the downside of this mid range, support and resistance right at about 39,500. Okay, we broke through to the downside. We tested it multiple times before retracing back down to our demand zone. Now that we've gotten that bounce, now we're testing that again. Okay, and so in the very near future, this is what we're going to be looking at. If we can go ahead and get a flip, okay, if we get a flip, something like that, we'll look to see if we can test the top of this trading range again. And if not, if we don't get that at all, okay, then we're going to look for some sort of breakdown for another retest here. Okay, but while we're in this trading range, guys, there's really no long-term position to take. Okay, we want to see either, as we've been waiting for the past, almost month now, longer than a month, we want to see a flip of this 46, right? Or a breakdown, if you're looking to go short, a breakdown of this level, right? So those are the levels that we want to be watching, and don't get caught up in this. Now, if you're trading intraday or shorter swings, there are definite opportunities happening in here, whether it's short-term distribution tops that we can short, or if you are a little bit more on the riskier side, taking the long positions off of these bounces. Okay. But this is what we're looking for. We're looking for the flipping of these, okay, and short-term opportunities in here. If you guys would like to know further about specific short-term opportunities within this trading range, please message us or comment on this video, and we will be glad to help. Okay, another thing that we were looking at is this downward trend line on the 4-hour, okay, on the RSI. And we use this as resistance multiple times, okay? And most recently, we got the breakout here, okay? Now, in our opinion, this is just another relief rally in a greater downtrend, okay? And the breakout of this, yes, while it's positive in the short term, all this really does is allow us to run further down. Now, if we zoom out and we go to the weekly chart, okay, if we zoom out on this, remember we're looking at this downward trend line that we have flipped and used as both resistance and support, right? Okay, and we noticed recently that we got a big rejection off of this $45,500 or $46,000 supply zone, right? We got this double wick showing very strong selling pressure off of that. And then these 2 weeks in a row closing beneath this downward trend line. Okay. Very, very bearish, right? And showing that sellers are taking back over control of the market. Okay. And then now, if we're looking at this next weekly candle, the one that we're in right now, we still have 2 days left of this candle to go. Okay. But you know that we did retrace all the way back down to this demand zone, 34,000. And in that relief rally that we've seen, we've pulled all the way back up now to almost 40,000. Okay. And so Obviously, we're going to continue to watch this. 2 days, that's a long period of time. We'll see what we can do that. If you'll notice also, this $40,000 level was also the top of our trading range back in the summer. Okay, and so that was the top of our trading range as well. And so we will see where the current price action takes us to see if we do see continued downside, a breaking of this level, the breaking of this level at 33,000 and retesting this $29,000 level that we did in the summer. Okay, this would be a very, very significant support, and one that for the bulls we would want to hold very, very much so, right? A breaking of this $30,000, $29,000 level, and we're going to see much, much further downside, possibly to 20,000. Okay, so this is very, very crucial. Another thing to point out, guys, is that it's very possible that we get some sort of an accumulation like we did here as well. Okay, and so we're going to be looking for this support to hold. Okay, while we have some sort of accumulation model forming that shows that sellers are being exhausted while the support is holding, and slowly bulls and buyers start to take back over the market, and flipping this downward trend line, instead of resistance, we flip it back to support. Okay, that's an option, but we're never going to think that the market is going to do something, and so we're going to take a position. We're going to watch every level, okay, price by price, level by level, and we're going to play to see what structures are forming and take the highest risk to reward ratio trades. Okay, so those are the levels that we're watching there, guys. We're also going to look at Ethereum really quickly. Okay, we're looking at the 4-hour chart, and very similar to Bitcoin, trading range again. Okay, Ethereum is trading in this trading range for the past month again, between 34,000, and we did wick down to 3,400 and 2,100. Okay, and so we're just very similar to Bitcoin, trading in that trading range, recently popping off of 2,300 and getting a relief rally to this mid-range support and resistance zone. Okay, very, very similar to price action to Bitcoin, and that's exactly what we're seeing here, using this midway point of 27, roughly 2750, okay, as resistance right here. And just like Bitcoin, we want to see what levels we flip, if we can turn this into support and retest the top of this trading zone, or if we get rejected and we come back down and we test the bottom of this trading range again. Okay, all very similar price action on the major cryptos, Bitcoin. Okay, now guys, two massive pieces of on-chain data that I know you've been waiting for and are very, very crucial. Okay, first, we're looking at our whales. Okay, now these guys are selling. Okay. Now, we don't want to go ahead and if we took short-term long positions, right, and we're going to get out immediately right now, okay? If you're in profit, we're at resistance, you see whales selling, you have other things fitting your thesis for why you're getting out of your position, and this supports that, then great, okay? But don't let this immediately emotionally take over your trading plan, okay? But however, they are selling. And remember what we talked about, guys. We talked about this short-term bounce or corrective move up to 40,000 or above, right? Almost 50,000 initially. We talked about this, that the whales were increasing their positions at the lower end of this, at the beginning of this bounce. And that it was very possible that they were going to go ahead and take their profits and jump out of their positions at the top of this move. And for a lot of them, that's exactly what's happening. Okay, that's exactly what's happening. And so they're definitely not accumulating, and some of them are without a doubt selling. All right, and so this is definitely going to take some momentum out of this bounce up. Okay. Which our opinion is that we are going to retrace the bottom the bottom of the trading range and most likely lower. That's our thesis right now. Okay. Could we be 100% wrong? Yes, absolutely. Nobody knows exactly where the market's going to go, but that's our thesis right now. And we're going to trade each level based on that. Okay. But this is what the whales are doing. And so we need to keep that in mind. And when these guys sell, they take a lot of the momentum and the strength out of the market. Okay. So we need to be very, very cognizant of this. Now, second, and equally as important especially right now in this market, guys. Now, we believe that we're in a bear market, okay? At least a short-term bear market. Now, we may not get an 85% drop like we do with every cycle. However, if we're looking at this, guys, we went over this in the last video, but it's so crucial to go over, because in these bear markets, right? This is the bear market 2018, 2019. In this bear market, the catalyst is short-term holders selling, right? Okay, this is the metric that we're looking at, the total supply held by short-term holders. And the catalyst for this bear market is short-term holders selling, retail getting out, short-term holders selling their positions out of fear and panic selling, right? And that's the catalyst that brings us to our bottom, right? And we actually bottom out when this short-term holder metric bottoms out, which makes sense, right? You have a lot of panic selling, and that's what happens. Now, the issue that we're running into here is, as we do believe that we're in a bear market, okay, even if it's a short-term bear market, and that this was just a relief rally here, the issue becomes now, how much further down can we really go, since the catalyst that usually drives us into these cyclical bear markets, right, this panic selling, you don't have nowhere close to the amount of short-term holders needed in order to drop it that far, right? Hopefully that makes sense, guys, because this metric is already way down. Now we've popped back up a little bit, right? And we can definitely see some selling, right? But this level really is our local bottom level. And that's where we're at already. Okay. Now the sentiment needs to change big time in order for us to get back into this bull market. Okay. Because remember, everything is very, especially in crypto, the sentiment is so powerful. A lot of emotional trading, big time FOMOing in and big time panic selling. And so we know that, okay, whales are selling, right? So these short-term moves are possibly over, okay? And now we get some further downside, but we need to think about how much further is the bottom, because again, that catalyst that was used and is used every single bear market to bring us to these bear market lows of 85% correction from the top, that's not there. That's That's already gone. And we saw that right this metric came down halfway at our mid-cycle correction, okay, at $30,000 there. And then so this move back up to it was a new all-time high, right? But basically to match that high was really all long-term holders, hodlers, and bigger players. Okay, not our short-term holders or retail traders that normally carry us up into the parabolic or euphoric stage of the end of the bull run. Okay, so things are definitely changing. Remember, guys, we always want to use on-chain data as secondary to match our thesis by playing each level of our price action. Okay, so this is what we're looking at on Bitcoin, guys. Again, if you have any questions at all about anything having to do with trading or crypto, please let us know. We want to help you guys out. If you have not hit the like, please hit that like and share this with somebody that you think needs to see this, guys. Hit the subscribe if you have not already. We'll see you in the next video.